Final person also for the first session actually was there's like a special address, and it's my true honor to have the Honorable Minister from Burundi, Mr. Dukundane. Apologies again for mispronunciation. He's a minister for infrastructure, equipment, and social housing. And it's a true honor because he just also was able to make it just yesterday. And you worked also for 2 years also as a minister before, so you worked also leading also the initiatives in Burundi also around also like the freight corridor. And we really are pleased also that you also make your time, and looking forward also your address today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my friend and brother, Holger, and good afternoon to all of you. My name is not that hard to pronounce, just say Dieudonne. If you are French speakers, and Dukundane. So, I wish to first of all, take this opportunity to sincerely thank the organizers of this very particular session, and I can see the participation is quite impressive, and thank you for the previous speakers. You really made it, and I think the discussion of this afternoon is going to provide huge input into the ongoing COP discussions. I'm the Minister of Infrastructure, Equipment and Social Housing, covering roads, railway, ports, railway infrastructure, housing, to name but a few. When I was requested to actually provide some keynote during this conversation, I tried as much as I could to think around, and found at the end of my thinking that almost everything is now known. But the most remaining part, and the big one, is how can we walk the talk? How can we perform the most inclusive businesses? How can we make money while decarbonizing the transport sector? I'm not from the chemistry background. I did mathematics, I did economics. So I may be lost when you talk of some of those stuff. But at the end of the day, what people do expect, what traders, what transporters do fear about is losing their business opportunities. We are talking about new solutions. Decarbonizing the transport sector means primarily using or reducing dependence on the fuel, fossil fuel. But we do have countries whose wealth is based on that. We do have people whose businesses is just to transport our cargo here and there. How workers into those sectors? That is why I said in my thinking is, how can we do the most inclusive businesses, sustainable businesses, and why do we still achieve, those objectives? And then I developed a simple example from my country, my experience, and I believe it can also help others. 5 years back, I was in Geneva at the ACTAD meetings. I served as a CEO of one of the most advancing corridors in Africa, the Central Corridor, starting from the port of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, going into DRC, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, and now Malawi and Zambia have joined. So now this makes a family of 7 countries. And then when I was invited to speak, I think the issue was around how do we undertake a proper communication to the road users, that now we need to embark on a model shift, like depending less on road, on fuel, but embarking on railway, standard gauge railway, electric railway, which are less fuel consuming. And there was, of course, and we still faces some fears that we build the roads, and if we shift to railways, those who have got vested interest in those sectors would oppose or would reduce the speed at which countries are moving. And then I came to a conclusion that, look, at the end of the day, it is about business. If we depend less on road and invest in railways, the transportation cost will be reduced. Of course, from the beginning, the investment in rail is huge. We all know about it. But for long distances, you can only be sustainable for our countries who are located at 1,500 kilometers from the seaports. A return trip makes 3,000 kilometers. And 3,000 kilometers from Kenya, from Dar es Salaam going to Congo, Burundi, Rwanda, and the like, you will spend $160 to $200 to bring 1 ton, just transportation cost. $200 per ton. And you are carrying 1 million ton per year. You can just compute, it's a huge money. But when we go for the railway, the modern one that we are building in the region, the $200 per ton, rather, like when you're going to Congo, will be reduced to nearly $50, $70. So we are nearly losing more than half of the budget into the transport sector, because reliance on the road transport is so costly. 5 years later, and this is today, at the COP29, we are again here, and I'm delighted that our countries walked the talk. As you are aware, the standard gauge railway is under development in Tanzania, in Burundi, Congo, and other countries in the Central Corridor member states. In Tanzania alone, they are going to spend more than $10 billion. And in Burundi, we are getting ready to spend $1 billion. Or the contracting processes are almost done, and the works should be starting soon. Of course, the challenge is there is how can we bridge the financing gap? We have been looking into existing financing solutions, the traditional ones, working with our traditional partners like the African Development Bank and other banks in the region and other financing partners. But as we are looking at how can we bridge the financing gap, I believe the climate finance solutions can only be welcomed. That's why a while ago I stood up and immediately put my business card with my sister over there. We have been working with GIZ and actually trying to see how these countries getting hard to get this sustainable infrastructure, the standard gauge railway could, tap into existing financing mechanisms. Now, I keep recalling what I said earlier on, that how can we now do the proper, sustainable business inclusive, and everyone gets the deal, get the expected results. We would not wish to kick some people out from these businesses because they will only slow down our journey towards reaching these objectives. I've got some few numbers here. They are not quite many, but I just wanted to share with them with you. One train, once this railway will be ready. By the way, in Tanzania, they already completed the Tanzania to Dodoma section, nearly 400 kilometers. Now the train, the standard gauge is running, and now construction is coming to Burundi border, DRC border. One train can bring as much as the cargo that can be brought by 50 trucks. One train equals 50 trucks. When you have 50 trucks on a road, you can imagine, you come back to this. Now, with a cargo of 10 million tons, when you have 10 million tons on your corridor, you need 400,000 trucks. 400,000 trucks. Or 8,000 trains. These 400,000 trucks consume nearly 600 million liters of fuel. This translates into 600 million US dollars for only 10 million tons. Burundi is not that big as Tanzania as DRC, but coming to our story as a country, we do spend every year or consume for only the international transport 60 million US dollars, 60 million liters of fuel. Over 10 years, this would be 60 times 10, 600 million liters, 600 million US dollars. But as cargo keeps increasing every year, in the next 10 years, if we do nothing, we shall spend nearly $1 billion US dollars, or nearly 1 billion liters of fuel for only a single country like Burundi. Now I ask my question, even if I have this money, fine, I can spend and get the deal, but is this sustainable? No. The damage on the road is drastic. The uncompetitiveness of this mode can only negate my economy to be competitive on international markets. Even countries exporting to my country will not get their deals competitive. Now, what's the solution? The solution is to embark on what I could call an invest substitution solutions, on a financing substitution solutions. And that's why in my conversation, I welcome very well and warmly some of the solutions, IFW, UK, Japan, African Development Bank, World Bank, and other Arab development banks are doing. We are having a conversation, and very soon we'll start what? Because contracting, procurement is almost done. But my call is for you guys to have a conversation with us on how we can bridge this financing gap while we all do business. And I think the message here is that these platforms should not be like places where people come to complain. I hear a lot of complaints, people complaining. We do understand there is no one size fits all. There is no silver solutions in the world, never. We are ready to customize some of these solutions. If I don't do this, I won't be sustainable. Even if some people are making business out of this, this is not going to be sustainable. We are ready as a country to partner, to journey with you, and please let us sit together. I'm happy my sister offered me an opportunity and again sit together with GIZ, because there is a conversation, an ongoing conversation within the Central Corridor member states, Burundi included, on how the countries investing in standard gauge railway could tap into climate finance that may be available so that we invest in non-polluting solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Minister. Really, also setting the scene, but also highlighting also the importance of also the freight sector as well as the passenger sector, and also the need really for a just transition